bring us back to, first of all, I don't want to say the shock, maybe that's an exaggeration, but it was a surprise that the Supreme Court overturned these election results, especially after so many international observers said they were legitimate.
It definitely was, and I think even the local media are caught up in the same surprise. It's the first time, not only in Kenya, but in Africa, that a Supreme Court has overturned a ruling for an incumbent president. That's the shock, I think, in part, that Uhuru Kenyatta, who's been the president for the last 4 years, who has contested before, has been ruled, as well, has been nullified in this election. So his win has been nullified. And so in essence, what that means is they have to go back to the campaign trail. And that is the big question. How can they do that within 60 days as per the Constitution?
And listening to Raila Odinga speak earlier before his supporters, what do you think of the tone that he set? Fine, he says the Election Commission needs to be replaced. Perhaps that's just logical given their own verdict has been overruled by the Supreme Court. But he was also saying that Uhuru Kenyatta needs to be investigated and prosecuted for helping to falsify and manipulate these results. So it doesn't exactly set the scene for a fair kind of atmosphere between these two parties if one is so suspicious of the other.
That's true. It doesn't play into the public sentiment calling for peace and obviously, a free and fair, credible election. However, the Supreme Court, in its decision, did not vilify Uhuru Kenyatta. So this is just opposition claiming that he should be investigated, but they have no leg to stand on in terms of evidence presented either from the Supreme Court justice or the court cases or court arguments that can actually take him to a conclusion that would be credible. So I think these are just claims. However, that public sentiment needs to be watched, and I think he's conscious of that fact, that given that it's going to be another campaign season that takes them closer and closer to 2 other months of, everything in limbo, the businesses, the politics, and obviously the war of words that has capitalized this previous election campaigning period. I think it's very critical that such sentiment be curtailed.